I'd like to have my committee that worked with me all year long and has done everything pretty much while I'm on the road. I'd like the committee to stand up. You know who you are. Dave, Gary, Bob, Ray, Chris. You don't really realize what they do until you are on the road and you're not available week after week after week. So I really appreciate everything they do to put things together. One more request. Those who have served in the armed forces of the United States, please stay seated. The rest of us, please stand and applaud them for their service to our country. Thank you. We truly would obviously not be here if it weren't for them. Again, before I start my remarks, if you were following me, you've noticed that I did the polar plunge earlier this year. I'm still not 100% recovered from that. But the folks from Maryland invited me, or dared me, or whatever you call that, and I went down there and did that. And JR, who's the back table there, JR presented me with this towel. He presented me with this towel after I did the polar plunge. Now, I had a challenge by, kind of an informal challenge by past Commander Danny Smith. He said, "You're going to do the polar plunge?" I said, yeah, I'm going to do the polar plunge. I can handle that. He said, "Well, you know, I went all the way in. I mean, right in. Go right in." I said, "Yeah, I can do that." I figure once you get, past private parts, you're all good. So I'm there, and we're, hanging out by the beach with JR and Larry Ford and a number of other great Maryland folks. And I'm like in the middle of the pack. People ahead of me, people behind me. Run into the water. Like, I can do this. I can do this. Wow, this is cold. I can do this. Well, I could do that, but my legs, after I got into about here, my legs just went, like, no more. And then I thought, God, my legs are doing that. What happens if I get my chest muscles in there? So I went into about there and hobbled back out. Because your legs just immediately, your muscles just lock up. And I'm like, I can do this. And my legs are like, I don't think so. So, JR gave me this towel. However, I'd like Danny Smith to come up here. And Danny Smith, you are the man. I want to re-award this to Danny Smith because he's going to have the record as far as I'm concerned. So JR, I hope you don't mind, but he's the man. And he's going to have at least a record this year, that's for sure. So that's the beginning. Now let me get into my remarks, and they're kind of odd, so bear with me. So there's my dad, a 16-year-old Buffalo City kid. He's listening to Pearl Harbor. He's listening to the Pearl Harbor attack on the radio. There's no TV in 1941. The next day, he goes downtown Buffalo, to the Armed Services Recruiter. And he signs up with his older brother. Quits high school, joins the Marines. Within a year or so, he finds himself on a tiny pork chop shaped island in the Pacific, less than 10 miles wide. A place where tens of thousands of his fellow Marines are killed. That's crazy. Okay, so then you're going to high school. You're dating your girlfriend. You're wondering, wow, is this the girl I'm going to marry? You're working that part-time job. You think, what kind of career am I going to have when I graduate from high school in the next couple of months? Should I go to college? Will I ever really be able to buy a brand new car? They're almost $2,000 now. Then the government notifies you and decides to send you to Vietnam. Vietnam. Is that one word or two words? Vietnam. A place you never heard of in high school. They say they're going to send you there and you're going to shoot people. Oh, and yes, they're going to be shooting back. Sure, yeah, I'm up for that. That's crazy. Well, the older I get, the more I'm beginning to understand that level of crazy. All this for our country? For America? What is America? A country bound by the Atlantic Ocean on one side, the Pacific Ocean on the other? No, not really. We've got Alaska and Hawaii that aren't even connected to us. America is really just a collection of ideas and values. Ideas that a dozen or so men thought up 200 years ago. We want freedom of speech. We want freedom of religion. We want the ability to bear arms. We want freedom from all this taxation. This king stuff has simply got to go. So there you are. You're risking your life for a bunch of ideas. Freedom, liberty, democracy. If you ever took any kind of psychology course, either in high school or college, and you remember Maslow's theory of needs, well, that tops the chart, friends. Potentially giving your life up for a bunch of ideas, that's what we're all about. That's why we are an organization. You may have heard me jokingly say that since I've become commander, I've now seen the man behind the curtain, as in The Wizard of Oz. Well, the more I thought about that, this whole journey the last 20 years has really been like a trip to Oz. I was busy minding my own business here in the detachment of New York, when all of a sudden I got caught up in a tornado, just like Dorothy. Except the tornado was called the Campaign for National Commander. Along the way, I have met some lions that are looking for courage. I have seen some scarecrows looking for brains. I've even met some tin men who truly do need a heart, but they're busy getting oiled along the way. I may have even been supported by thousands of nameless, faceless munchkins that have cheered me on. Follow the yellow cap road. Follow the yellow cap road. I may have landed on a witch or two. I must admit, the thought of flying monkeys still keeps me up at night. So now I've seen the man behind the curtain, and it isn't pretty. Serving as your national commander, you may think, well, power invests in me to make change. Well, remember the words of that song. Oz didn't give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. The strength embodied in every single one of you is what creates the ability of our organization to make an impact and to make change. Is this room full of 230 members? Is this room a congregation of $450,000 worth of donations? No. This group is a group held together by relationships. Relationships grounded in the ideas I just mentioned earlier. And together we make sure that those ideas are honored and those that sacrifice for those ideas are taken care of. The trip to Oz is almost complete. There are still a few things that we might need to throw some water on, but largely, through you, we will accomplish great things. Things that were important in 1919, and they're still as important today, 100 years later. I want to thank you all for your service. those of you who have served our country, your willingness to give your life for a bunch of ideas. And those of us who serve in the American Legion family, thank you for your time supporting a bunch of ideas. Ideas that make our country and us the greatest on earth. Clint Bolt and Michael Fox are both with us. Guys, that tornado is coming your way. Clint, I think it's getting windy for you already. You may be about to be whisked off to Oz. Stay strong, my friends. I sincerely wish that you take us to new heights and continue to strengthen our impact across this country. May God bless and continue to bless everyone in this room. I personally thank you all for joining us this special weekend for me and my family. I would like to just have my wife and my daughter stand up, so if you haven't met them, you have the opportunity to recognize them. And my daughter. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. I'm turning the mic back over to our MC.